Look, bro, some of y'all feel like y'all been buried under a mountain of dirt, depressed, and ready to give up. The whole time you weren't breaking down, you were germinating. This is why I love God so much. God cracks what he plans to multiply. Tonight we're unpacking a legal survivor guide from seed to soldier. Because if God planted you in pain, he plans to harvest your power. Welcome back to Billionaire Discipleship, where building wealth, street wisdom, and serving Christ collides, but it doesn't divide. Man, I'm trying to tell you, this joint is a banger tonight. I got a lot to get down and a little bit of time to really get down to it. But this episode is called Planet in Pain, Harvest and Power, and this is pretty much from seed to soldier and how God grows a man. Like I was driving to work one time and I forgot which Bible verse I was listening to, and this title hit me, and I started really looking up. Like, all right, bro, how can I make a street reference guide to like as far as like how God uses a seed and like grows it into like the fruit and everything. So like I literally went to Google AI to look up like what is the detailed steps from a seed to the actual fruit being produced. And I'm trying to tell you, the way God really broke it down to me, this joke will be fire, bro. Y'all definitely need to tap in, bro. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. So I'm gonna break it kind of into two parts. I could do two separate episodes, but I'm gonna try to jam it all into one and just make it a really tight knit one. So the first four stages is pretty much like the hidden stages. This is where like these are the underground stages. This is the invisible stages. Like God is working on you, but you can't see his stages. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's like even like the stage that I'm currently in, like now, like God's working on me, like going to therapy, getting help, getting a life coach, doing this, doing that, like doing these different things. I'm trying to tell you, like the the backside of the blessing. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. I can't even imagine. Like I can't even like because I got a crazy imagination. And it's like I truthfully can't even imagine what God's really going to use this pain that He's put in my life at the moment, or the pain that I'm in this specific season at the moment. So like I'm not just not coming on here just to talk like, oh yeah, when you go through this, you gotta go through that. Like nah, bro. Like I'm I'm on the beginning side of the blessing. I'm in the valley. I'm in the pit. I'm dealing with the doubt. I'm dealing with the anxiety. I'm dealing with the depression. Like I get it, bro. But like at the end of the day, I'm still dancing in the valley. Like you know what I'm saying. So it's like, dude, like that's why I love God so much, bro. I'm trying to tell you. I'm really trying to tell you, God really has done a lot of things, and the man that He's truthfully bringing me into. I can't even wait to see the fruit. I put money on the fruit, bro. I ain't even gonna. I put money on the fruit, bro. So we gonna go ahead and get into it today. So it's like these are the first four stages. So you got the seed, you got germination, you got plant growth, and then you got flowering. And this episode is really about identity breaking, discipline, and even like early maturity. So like sometimes the seed will be we gonna go into it. We gonna go and like this is these four stages. This is why I said the hidden stage. This is the two parts. There's the hidden side, and then there's a side that the blessing is being blessed out in the world. So the first set, the first four stages, those are the stages that nobody really sees. Those are the stages that you gotta grind and hustle. You gotta read. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. You gotta stay in the word. You know how many sermons and Bible studies I had to listen, bro. When I was first picking up the word, bro, I was listening to like 10, 15 Bible chapters a day. Then at that, I was listening to a sermon every day from Mike Todd when I was like at that point in my life when I really started getting into faith and everything, and then like hearing that and then listening to PD, then I was like, bro, I can really start reading and listening to books, bro. I don't do nothing at work, bro. Might as well go ahead and listen to it, bro. And yeah, started doing that, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Those those were rough times in my life, but at the same times those were one of the best because God really did a number in those stages. And I'm not about to go ahead and keep going on about that because, like I said, I got a lot to cover in a little bit of time. But this is the AI overview that I pulled from the seed, the fruit cycle. And the journey from seed to fruit involves several key stages: germination, growth, flowering, pollination, fertilization, and fruit development. First, the seed absorbs water and begins to sprout, which is germination, developing roots and shoots. The plant then grows, developing leaves and stems. Eventually, it produces flowers, which attract pollinators like bees or birds. Pollination, which is the transfer of pollen, is followed by fertilization, where the ovules, I know I probably said that wrong, I don't really care, which will become seeds, are fertilized by pollen. Finally, the ovary of the flower develops into a fruit and the seeds mature inside. So, like, this is the point where I'm really trying to get to you. Like, that's why I love God and like love how he created the world, because like what God does in the soil for a seed, he's going to do in the heart of a Christian, or he's going to do in the heart of you, bro. Like, and that's the beauty of it, bro. Because it's like, bro, when you bring that into full aspect, you be like, maybe cuz on the something, bro. Maybe cuz on the something, bro. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. Like this Bible verse right here, like I got Mark 4:27, like night and day while he's asleep or awake, the seed sprouts and grows, but he does not understand how it happens. The earth produces the crops of its own. First, a leaf blade pushes through, then the heads of the wheat are formed, and finally the grain ripens. And as soon as the grain is ready, the farmer comes and harvests it with sickle, for the harvest time has come. So it's like that, just that, like just the seed itself. This is where people really get messed up at, bro. Like the seed itself grows at night. So like you telling me beauty of it, because it's like God is going to grow you while you even sleep on yourself. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you gonna think you can't do it, but yeah, you still showing up for Bible study. Yeah, you still reading your word. Yeah, you still reading this book chapter by chapter by chapter. Like, bro, I can't even tell you how many books. Even now, bro, like, kid you not, bro. I probably got a book library of like 3 or 4 stacks of books like this. And on my phone, I got 2 phones. One to record on, and one that it's just got a cracked screen. I don't really use it. It's kind of like a backup phone. So like books, like they really did, like, bro, I got stacks of books like that. And then on one phone, I probably got like 80, 90, probably 100 plus books, keep it buck with you, over the years. And then on another phone, just on the audio side, I probably got like 30, 40 books, bro. Like I don't, and it's so many more books that I have to even read, like on my read list for the next 2 or 3 years. Like, I be trying to read a new book, and then I'll be like, dog, I gotta read this book before I read that book. Because if I read that book, I'm gonna really get into that book, because this book is good. And if this book laid a foundation for that book, I'd rather just go ahead and do it in order. So it's like that's the whole point. Like that's you sleeping on yourself, but at the same time, God is still blessing you while you sleep. Like that's what I mean by that. So if you think of it like that, but yeah, sorry. If you think of it like that, it's crazy, bro. Because God is really going to grow you, bro. God is going to grow you. Like, even when you feel like you're at your lowest point, like, God is going to grow you. Even if you, like, even like this whole break that I just recently took, and I'm still going to therapy, talking it out and everything. But, like, I had some really depressed days, bro. Like, some days I didn't want to get out of bed. Like, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do that. Like, I couldn't be the man that God wanted me to be, because I was still so stuck in my depression and so stuck in just everything that I was going through at that time. I was still basically going through it and everything like that. So it's like it really goes into that, because like I said, God is going to use the things that you thought, I'm broke off of this. I'm broke off of this. But I'm gonna go ahead and go into the next topic, or the next part, which is germination. And this is when the seed absorbs water, cracks open the embryo, and starts to grow, developing a root and a shoot. So if you think about it, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he plans to crack you open. He plans to break you down. He plans to get you at that point where you might feel like it's your breaking point, bro. And I mean your breaking point. But at the end of the day, he using that, bro. He using that, bro. And that's why I really love God, because like Abba has done so many different things for me, and it's like I'll be like, dog, we was really struggling in this one season, and then look at this next season. It's like seeing the fruit, seeing the. Don't get me wrong. I thought I was gonna be at a different place in this next season, or this season that I'm preparing for and everything like that. But it is what it is. It's I can't I can't continue to put myself in that bad type of situation. I gotta just continue to grow in God, grow in His Word, grow in my faith. Like just keep pushing, keep hustling, keep pushing, keep it a buck with you, bro. But this is what I got for John 12:24 for the germination. I tell you the truth, unless a kernel of wheat is planted in soil and it dies, it remains alone. But its death will produce many new kernels, a plentiful harvest of new lives. So, and when you gotta think about it, Jesus said this stuff, bro. So he, you gotta die to yourself so you can produce more life. Like that's literally the whole point of Christ. Like that is literally from front to back the whole point of Christ, and that's the beauty of it. Because it's like, bro, if you really die to yourself and really let God do the work on rebuilding you, that rebuilding, it's gonna look like brand new construction. It's gonna look like brand new construction. So like that's the whole point. Like you're not breaking down, you're just germinating. God always cracks what He plans to multiply. Like always, bro. Like I can go off into making from when Joseph was in the Bible, David, like they had to go, bruh. They got cracked. They got cracked to the lowest, bro. Like definitely my man Joseph, bro. I can't even imagine being thrown in jail. For one, being sold out by my brothers, being thrown in jail for something I didn't even do, and then being forgotten after I helped the dude who got, bruh, bruh. Let's go to the next part, because I could go on and keep talking about that, bruh. But like this is where like this don't really hit me for me, because it's like God really broke me this past year. Like God, like put it like this. I don't think it necessarily was God. I think it was spiritual warfare, but I think I had to go through that spiritual warfare so God can use that spiritual warfare for my best ability in the future. So breaking it down like that and thinking it like, all right, bro, like maybe like, cause like last year, bro, I was working like 60, 70 hour work weeks, bro. Like last summer, bro, I kid you not, I think I worked 70 hours a week every single day in the 90, 100-degree weather in a hot truck, in a very hot truck. And I think I worked the whole last little bit of June and all of July up until my daughter's birthday, like straight. Just dog, I'm trying to tell you. I even remember I had, and even after that I still worked straight. I worked straight up until my birthday in August. So stuff like that. And you really get to thinking like, yeah, don't get me wrong, I was making killer money, but it wasn't worth it. Like the traumatic experiences that I put my family through wasn't worth it, bro. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. But I'm not gonna say I'm glad it happened, but I'm glad God is using that to make me a better me. So that's that cracking point where He plans to multiply, because not only is He gonna use the season, he's gonna use this as a survival guide, as a cookbook, as a tutorial, as anything. Like you know what I'm saying? So that's the whole point of it. Like that's the whole point. And it's like that's why I was saying like I was mad at everybody in that situation, but at the same time I had to kill what was inside of me before I could multiply and do what God needs me to do. So like I was still recording, but like I went through a whole process, like a pretty much a breaking down process. But God broke me from August of 2020. No, don't get me wrong, the last summer was bad, but and then it really started getting closer towards bad, like September, October. Like that's where he really like peaked, broke me at that point, and then kind of still recovering from it. Like you know what I'm saying? So like now I'm going to therapy, like unpacking it, but like truthfully, I think God did all of that on purpose, like. Because if none of that had happened at that time, I wouldn't be able to fix what was broken early on. Like, if God would have let me continue to run on with those problems and those uh, mental health issues and just those issues in general, why would He let me run on? This is why I love God. I know I get a little too excited, but the whole killers. God's such a good father. He would rather fix it while I'm young than let me run off for another 20, 30 years and still have the same problem in 30 years while I'm 50. So why not fix it before I'm 30? That way, by the time I'm 50, I got, if God takes only like 5, 10 years to really fix it, and then them other years is young. I ain't even about to go into that, but like, it's just the point where when God really plants you in pain, He's gonna harvest your power. Like He's going to. Like it's just like crops, bro. It's a time for harvest season, bro, and He's gonna harvest you, bro. You might be in a tough situation, and best believe, bro. I 100% get you, and I 100% understand where you're coming from past experience and from current experiences, and shoot, even talking about future experiences. If you want to be real, if I want to be real with you, so it's like, but I know God's always going to use those painful moments as power. Like I know He's going to take me through so much more pain, but He's going to be able to use this platform so I can talk about that pain and like be able to voice that pain for people who's dealing with that same type of pain. So I know I'm chit chat. Oh my goodness. So this is the three or stage three, which is the plant growth. This is the seedlings growing, developing leaves and stem, and begins to photosynthesize, which makes its own food. So if like whole time, if you stay rooted in the word, you're gonna prosper in places that's designed to break you. Like that's the whole point. Like you gotta think about it. You put a little seed in the ground, you put a little water, give it a little sunshine. It has to go through all that dirt to get to the top. And then even when it gets to the top, it still gotta grow. You get what I'm saying? So when you break it down like that, and it's like, dog. And then for this section, I got it right here where Psalms 1, uh, chapter 1, verse 2 through 3. They delight in the law of the Lord, meditating on it day and night. They are like trees planted along the riverbank, bearing fruit each season. Their leaves never wither, and they prosper in all that they do. So, like, being rooted in your word, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't just read a Bible verse of the day, read a chapter, read two. I personally, don't get me wrong, I've read the Bible front to back, I think twice. I would do it again, but I personally love the New Testament. Don't get me wrong, the Old Testament characters are dope and their faith stories are dope, but the New Testament, when Jesus comes in, he changed the whole scene. Keep it a buck with you. But like that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta read 2 chapters a day. Even if you gotta listen to 2 chapters a day, bro. Like personally, I read one and then listen to one, or I'll read one and listen to two, and then listen to a sermon or a business talk that incorporates God into it. Like stuff like that. Like that's the whole point. Like He is on. You're meditating on His word all day. Like you're not just reading the Bible verse. Now, I'm not saying you can't just read the Bible verse, but you're also reading. Man, it's crazy how like I'm gonna go back to Joseph because I already talked about it. Like it's crazy how Joseph went through that with his family. Like I can kind of resonate with that with my family. Like they try to sell me out or didn't believe in my dreams or this and that or anything like that. Like you know what I'm saying? So like I get it. Like it's it's like, and as far as like the from a street perspective, like it's always going to be easier for you to make a flip. It's always going to be easier for you to make a flip in the streets. Like, I remember so many times when my folks found my money, bro. And I had a lot of small bills because I was dealing with the fiends at the time. So it's like my mother kicked me out one time because she found the strap and then found a bag full of money, bro. Like, she she thought I was doing more than what I was said I was doing. Cause like she always knew I was dabbling in a little bit of weed, but like at that time she didn't know I was like really flipping pills, really like whole time. I think at that time, bro, I was moving peas. I was getting a Vic of white shit straight to the house. Like, I was I was scamming, I was robbing, and this is all within like one less than a year. I was selling hundreds of pills by the week, bro. That I know would cut. Like, come on, bro. Like, and then but like God really used that to build my book hustle, build, like, bro, I was risking my life for three, four, $5,000, bro. You telling me like I'm literally looking at a play right now, bro. Like this whole market going up and going down, like with this whole Iran peace deal thing. So it's like there's going like it's inevitable that there's going to be a correction into something. Most likely after July. For one, August is a decent, not that good of a month, and September is the worst month of the year. And then you got midterm elections. I'm eyeballing $1,000 play to make me $20,000 in the next year, bro. Like stuff like that. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, if somebody would have told me that, like, I'm over here risking my life for 5 racks, and I can make a turn a band into a 20, or turn a band into 10. And if I take 5 bands, I could turn that to 50 if I'm smart with, bruh. That's what I'm saying. And it's like this is the last part, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go into the fourth part. The last 5 parts are really really short, really short. So I'm gonna be able to do it in like less than 10-12 minutes. So like this is like he's really checking you. Like, you can't be you can't be a tree in public but a twig in private. Like, he's not going to allow you to bear fruit like that. Like, that's not what God is going to do. He's going to make sure that, is this man really doing what he said he doing, reading the word, being loyal to me, obeying my word, doing this, doing that. I'm not saying he's not looking for you to be perfect. That's why I love God so much. He never said do it perfectly, bro. Never. Jesus, every word out of that man's mouth, he has never said do it perfectly. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, is if you're gonna be a tree in public, you gotta be a tree in private as well. You gotta be that seed that grows into that tree. Like, and then this is the fourth step, where it's just flowering, and this is the where the plant matures and produces flower, which are essentially for the reproduction. And John 15:5 is where I really break this down. It's like, well, where God really pointed to me to break this down at. So it's like he says, yes, I am the vine, you're the branches. Those who remain in me and I in them will produce much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. Like I don't think you understand. Like, Jesus knew he was the Messiah, like straight off the bat. Like his family knew, like all of that. But like, you gotta think about it. Like, he had to study the word too. He had to he had to really get into the struggle too. So he also in the struggle with you, bro. So like, and then like I said, this is where Jesus really changes you, matures you, produces the fruit. You're gonna see fruit on the other end. You just gotta wait a little bit, bro. Like, you just gotta wait a little bit, bro. And I get it, bro. Like, this is why I love this quote right here, because it's like the most beautiful flowers, they don't brag, bro. They just show what the root's been doing all along, from a seed. And you be like, that's a beautiful flower. You don't think about like how a little seed like that, made such a beautiful flower like this. And Yeah, I'm trying. I'm going on this show tonight, bro. Let me go ahead, bro. I got a little bit of time left. So stages 5 through 8, which is just the last several stages, and this is the revealed work. These are the public stages. These are the impact stages. These are the stages where you truthfully build your legacy on, like pollination, like number 5, like pollination, like this is what I have for pollen or pollination. Pollen produced in the male part of the flower, the anther, is transferred to the female part, the stigma. This can happen through wind, insect, birds, or other animals. So like you get what I'm saying? So like he's gonna use different people, different ways to get to you. He's gonna make sure that you get transferred to the right section. You get transferred to the right season. You might go through this season, but you're gonna get transferred to the right season. And this is where I kind of pair Second Corinthians, um, Second Corinthians chapter 2 verse 14. But thank God he's made us his captives and continue to lead us along his Christ's triumphant procession. Now he uses us to spread the knowledge of Christ everywhere like a sweet perfume. Like that's what I'm telling you. Like he's going to transfer you to another season where you're going to be able to talk about that like past season to someone who's currently going through that season. Now they what if they become a follower of Christ in that situation? Or then they start talking like, hey, bro, me and you got a lot going on, or me and you kind of got a lot in common, bro. Like I've been through what you've been through, and I'm trying to get out of that. Like, what are some tips or what are some ways? And you put them on with a book. Like somebody might think, like, bro, this man put me on a book. What am I supposed to do with a book? I asked for some advice. Whole time, everything you need is in that book for the advice. Like whole time, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I love conversations, cause like one conversation can completely change your whole life. And this, I've I've heard so many stories, bro. I can't wait to like truthfully say like, dang, that's great. Or like someone tell me that like a conversation I had with them sparked something in their mind, bro, and they tell me that jump 20 years ago and they built a company for it. I'm gonna be so happy. I'm like, God, you know what? That's crazy, bro. I don't even remember that conversation the whole time, but like he remembered and he doing big things because I was just trying to tell him what the deal was. But we're gonna go ahead and go into um the sixth step, which is the fertilization. And this is the pollen grain travels down the ovules, which will become seeds and fertilize them. I know I probably said that wrong. That's why I took a second, but I don't really care. It ain't even that important for the word. Y'all can go look up the flower and plants and stuff like that as far as if you want a real detailed breakdown of it. But this is where I put James chapter 1 verse 21. He humbly accept the word God has planted in your hearts, for it has the power to save souls. So like using that word to get better, using that word to do what you need to do. Like you know what I'm saying? So like for me, like the word really saved me, bro. Like I'm gonna be 100% real. Like I wouldn't imagine how different my life would be if I wasn't reading the Bible every day or wasn't following God. Like he really played. And the thing, it wasn't even intentional. Like it really wasn't even intentional. Like I was working. One of my bosses said read the Bible. I was listening to Josh from Trading Fraternity. He was saying read the Bible. So I was like, you know what? I grew up as a Christian somewhat, not a real Christian like how I am today, or like a real follower of Christ. But I did good, like you know what I'm saying. So it's like he planted that in my heart to where it can mature me and really save my soul, really save me from the streets, really save me from this, really save me from that. Like that's the whole point of it. All right, I'm about to go. I got 2 more sections, so if I can get this done in less than 6 minutes, we Gucci. This is gonna be a one show, one episode show. So for the seventh one, fruit development. After fertilization, the ovary of the flower starts to swell and develop into a fruit. So like And this is why I pull Galatians 5, or chapter 5, verse 22 to 23. But the Holy Spirit produces the kind of fruit in our lives: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self control. So, this is where the Holy Spirit really start to develop those fruits out of you. Like, those are the fruits that no one sees, but they're the best fruits. Those are the most beautiful flowers out there. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, bro. Like, you ain't gonna find a flower as good as love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self control. Like, no flower out there exists like that, bro. So that's where it really, really hits you at. Like, them dark times, you might not think you growing in those things. You might feel like you growing in hatred or you angry, but whole time God might just have you in that season of anger to talk about it in another season. That way you can reflect on it and never do that, never do it again. Keep it a buck with you. So like, or never be in that type of situation again. So this is where I'm about to go ahead and end it off with this last section. This is the mature maturation, and this is where the last section comes in, section 8, which is the maturation in the seed dispersal. This is when the fruit ripens and seeds inside become mature. The plant then disperses the seeds, often through animals, when or often means to start the cycle. So like, this is where, and this is the last Bible I got right here. So this is where you didn't choose me, I chose you. I appointed you to go and produce lasting fruit. So whatever the Father will give you whatever you ask for using my name. So it's like like as far as like you pray for patience, you pray for love, or you pray for love or joy. You gonna be down here for a little bit, bro. I ain't about to sit here in front with you, bro. You gonna be down here for a little bit, bro. But you continue to mature in God. The moon, to the moon, to the moon. So it's like, that's crazy, bro. And I really want people to understand, like this is the last part, which is the seed dispersal, and like this is where like I really want to dive into like just a few minutes or a minute, because it's like God didn't bring me all the way through the mud so I can preach on the pretty mic, bro. Like, keep it a buck with you, bro. Like, He did it so I can hand you the mic, hand you the blueprint, so you can understand. All right, bro. I don't gotta go this way no more. I could do this whole time, bro. Like, like we just crossed. Like, this channel just crossed 100,000 total views. Like that. That's consistency, bro. That's less than a year. That's less than a year. And I took a 4-month break to get some mental health. I think it was between 3 and 4 month break. So like doing it like that, bro, and you still like, so, bro, stop sleeping on God and just accept that the soil is cracking, because God is going to use that crack to give you a quantum leap. So go produce lasting fruit, bro. Just go. It's gonna last, bro. You preaching in Jesus' name for the right reason, it's gonna last, bro. It always has, bro. And I've read the history of the martyrs and everything, bro. It's a long book. Don't get me wrong. I didn't finish it because it was very long, very excruciating long. But I'm trying to tell you, if I had a movie to play out in my mind, bro, I would have been able to watch it. It would have been good. It would have been good. But yeah, whole time, bro, I want y'all to go produce that lasting fruit. Go get out there, bro. So thank you for watching. I hope you like and subscribe. And welcome back to Billionaire Discipleship. We're building wealth, street wisdom, and serving Christ lives, but it doesn't divide.